Hello, everybody. Joel and Tommy from Cipher Volt. Welcome to another AMA with Centric.
You mean Centric.
Did I say Centric? I said Cipher Volt. Oh, that's so funny. Cipher Volt, one of our partners, as you know, and I was talking with one of their team members earlier today. But welcome to another Centric AMA with Tommy Butcher and Joel Clelland. And we'll get right into it. Looks like we're already getting questions about exchanges.
All right. So, hey, the format that we wanted to do for this is I'm going to give a bit of a recap on Q3, some announcements, and then we'll go into questions. So, I mean, if you guys want to start dumping questions in the room, that's just fine. We'll just kind of scroll back through them. I'm really excited. One quick thing here. We have quite a bit of wind going on here where I'm at, and I took 2 power hits literally 2 minutes before and just took another one right there. Luckily, I have my system set up to UPS, so it won't crash, but if I do take a long-term power hit, then I can't do anything about that. So if I disappear on you guys, that is Mother Nature and our wonderful power grid here. So just a bit of FYI there. All right, so let's jump into this real quick. So recap of Q3. As we all know, Q3, a lot of it was spent around our migration over to Binance Smart Chain. We got that done, added a lot of external wallets. I mean, the move to Binance Smart Chain really opened a lot of doors for us. It was the right move. It was a good move. It was at the right time. So it opened a lot of new wallets. It opened a lot of new relationships. We also upgraded our wallet. So if you haven't been in our wallet for a while, you might want to check it out again. It's got some really good new sort of features, I would say, where you could kind of see the CNS ticking up. You could see the amount of CNR ticking down your amount, the amount of CNR that you're holding to, what would I call that, Joel? Not the amount of CNR, but your piece of the pie growing.
Right. Your market share.
Yeah, your market share. That's the word I was looking for. So we did have some partnership updates as well through Q3. We got Gold Genie who came on board, Tourist Travel Services, Croc Swap. If you haven't checked out the staking and farming at Croc Swap, you need to go check that out. Really cool stuff. There's opportunities for you to stake and earn 2 tokens instead of the normal 1. We got a My Crypto Checkout, which is that was our first sort of step into the e-commerce world. That works with WooCommerce. And just a little hint, we do have some exciting news around e-commerce here coming up as well. We also had a Rasta.Finance partnership as well. So, lots of really cool partnerships announced in Q3. Centric Rise growth. CNR starting price in Q3 was around $93. Closing price was about $149. We burned, by the end of Q3, we had burned about 90 million CNR. And just a few days ago, we crossed the 100 million burn. So 1/10 of all CNR out there already gone. It is forever gone, never coming back. And we just continue to burn every single day, every single hour. So, and we're going to just keep burning away. That's what the protocol does.
Right.
September, we surpassed 33,000 wallets. Currently, I want to say we're sitting somewhere around, 45,000 wallets. So, to end September with 33, we're just ending October and we're at 45,000. We've had huge growth. We're going to continue to see that growth coming, especially as we launch some of these new utilities and partnerships and things like that. So that's a bit of a recap on Q3. NFT buyback and burn. I do get a lot of questions on this over the last few days. Wow, just took another power hit. So the NFT buyback and burn, I think it went really well. It's still ongoing, but I do have some numbers for people because I have been being asked about this quite often. Pre-sale raised about 4.99 BNB. The main sale raised around 108 BNB. And I'll dig more into those numbers a little bit further into this this AMA. But it's going really well. I'm really happy with the progress that we made in that. And as we continue to wrap that up, we'll just continue to buy back CNS, convert it to CNR, and do burns. But again, I'll do some more details on that here in a little bit.
Yeah, we got a couple more questions. One was, are we hitting protocol consensus when we've burned away 50% of the CNR supply? Because CNS is its value and its price is determined by the market, we could theoretically go to protocol consensus any day. It's not based on the supply of CNR. Another question regarding the NFT campaign. It was cool with Cipher Volt was cool, but honestly, I was a bit disappointed on how it was announced. You guys have any feedback on that? Yeah, we understand there was some negative sentiment surrounding the Centric announcement of the NFT campaign with Cipher Volt. We made efforts to specify that it was not an exchange listing, but the one thing we can't control is how other people speculate about the announcements and how they go out. We're excited about the NFT campaign. It's ongoing. There are still NFTs available, and that's kind of where we're at with that. But Tommy, thanks for sending out that information on the NFTs. I know that there's still a few more left. I got another one the other day. So
yeah, I'll get into that. I got a few more announcements that I want to run through, and then we'll continue taking some questions. So we do have some more SendPay partners that will be announced. Those are yet to come, so those will still be Q4 announcements. One thing I can announce today is that we have integrated with CoinPayments.net, which is a pretty massive upgrade from the MyCrypto Checkout e-commerce integration that we did. CoinPayments.net, and the official announcement should go out later today. It's going to allow Shopify, Magento, WooCommerce, OpenCart. There's a few others in there. So this opens up e-commerce to Centric out of the gate. I mean, it is a huge upgrade and a big step forward into e-commerce for us. So, if you remember, months back ago, we were talking about ways to get into Shopify, Magento, and all that. Well, we just found our initial foot into the door with this integration. Really, really exciting to announce that. Again, the official announcement should go out later today, both from CoinPayments.net and from us. But we are technically live on their site, so if you want to go take a look, you can actually see us on there. We are currently working on a fiat on-ramp that is in progress. Once that's ready, again, we will announce that. This is going to allow people to onboard directly. They can
real close.
Yeah, they can buy Centric with a credit card. Don't even have to go through the regular exchange process. So again, something that we're really excited about. That this announcement will once we're ready for it, it'll go out there. GHS, I do get asked about GHS a lot because it's something that we announced a while ago. It got kind of put on hold as we did our Binance Smart Contract upgrade. GHS is kind of entering that final stretch. They had the initial audit completed. It passed as well, secured. We're looking to do a hackathon on that as well. So we're gonna announce some details around that here probably in the next week or so is what we're planning on doing for that announcement. We're thinking probably about up to a $10,000 based on the severity, of course, but a hackathon with up to $10,000 on GHS. So again, really excited about that. We do have some other utilities that are also in the pipe looking to come out in Q4. We have one that's a savings CD platform. It's been in the works for the last few months. We haven't said a whole lot about it because we wanted to make sure that development went really smoothly on it. They're currently in audit and finalization. So again, just something else that is coming up here in the future, and should be launched in Q4. And then the big one that we want to kind of talk about, and we'll put some deeper focus into this, a little bit more into the AMA, is crypto donation. We have kind of finalized our partnership with crypto donation. This is really exciting, and the impact of this could be huge because every single donation that hits crypto donation will hit the CNS order book. So, just again, I'll get into some more of the details a little bit later. I'm sure we'll have some questions around it, and then we can dig into that a little bit further. So that's kind of a recap, an intro of what's coming up, what we've got going on right now. And so at this time, let's kind of jump into questions. Joel, you already kind of took one.
I took one. I got another couple of them here. When is Centric going to launch the Centric app? We've answered this question before, but I'm glad you brought it up. It's still in development, and there's no timeline on when that's going to be completed, but Centric app is in development. That's Centric Mobile.
Okay. Let me look through here and see what we've got really quickly. See, one around the NFT, the NFT update and buyback. So here's the numbers for the NFT. Let me give you the full numbers. The pre-sale raised 4.99 BNB, which bought back about 3.4 million CNS from PancakeSwap. Again, all of this for the NFT thing was done on chain. So you can look at the wallet, you can track everything, you can see exactly what we're doing. We bought back 3.4 million CNS from PancakeSwap. Average price around 0.00068. This converted to it converted to 20,316 CNR, which was sent to the burn address on 10/25/21. The main sale is still running, but the latest numbers from Cipher Volt earlier today, we got, or I should say yesterday, we had 108 BNB. About 800 out of 1,000 of these NFTs have been sold. So the first batch was sent over, the 108 BNB. We bought 68.6 million CNS with that, an average price around 0.0007, and 403,000 CNR were burnt this morning, 10/28/21. Once the buyback and burn is complete with everything, we'll continue to post these numbers as these NFTs sell, and we get a bulk of BNB. We'll go out to PancakeSwap, we'll buy the CNS, we'll convert it to CNR, and we'll burn it at that time. And so we'll just continue to update you all on that so that the community has the latest numbers on that.
Yeah, remember NFTs. So there's another question on here about CNS and CNR. Can you explain what the point of swapping is from CNS to CNR? I use the term converting because a lot of times if people think they can swap, they think they can swap anywhere. And if you're a trader, feel free to stay in CNS. But if you're not going to trade Centric, you want to convert to CNR. You always want to sit in CNR because you're taking advantage of those hourly yields. The only time someone should be sitting in CNS if they're trading it on exchanges. Otherwise, if you're sitting in CNR, you're using the protocol as it was intended to be used.
All right, let me look through here and see. Do you have any questions around partnerships? All right. Can you say anything more about partnerships coming? Yeah, I mean, we're still obviously focusing on partnerships. Our big focus is on utility and adoption. The protocol's already built. SendPay partners will continue to flow in. So we're going to continue to do that. We're going to chip away at partnerships, but SendPay is long term. So think about SendPay as a long term goal, and most of our focus right now is going to be around utility and further adoption. Partnerships is part of that adoption, but as we talked about before, we've got quite a few other utilities that we're going to be moving through. So SendPay still chugging along, still moving with those partnerships, and they'll just continue to flow through.
Yep.
Let's see.
I'm seeing users talk about MetaMask swap issue. I think this is in reference to some issues some people had a week or so back, trying to convert between CNS to CNR using MetaMask on Pancake Swap. There's really only two places we should be converting CNS and CNR, and that's either inside the native Centric wallet or at bsc.centric.com. Again, bsc.centric.com for people who are outside the Centric wallet.
Give me just a second. I actually just took another power hit there, so my screen is coming back up. I'm so glad.
We can still hear you.
I'm so glad I got this UPS, or else this would be really, really interesting. Let's see. I've seen a lot of questions around this MetaMask swap issue, and I want to make sure I help everybody understand this. CNS, CNR, both decentralized. Obviously, if you wanted to swap somewhere else, you could, but it's really not recommended. The two places that you should swap CNS for CNR are either at centricswap.com or through our wallet, wallet.centric.com. That's where you're going to get a true swap for both of those. If you try and go out and use MetaMask built-in swap or try and swap on Pancake Swap, you're going to literally lose about 99% of the value there. It's just not set up. It was built to use our swapping tools. And so, just make sure that you use the correct tools. I try to tweet about it quite often. We put information out there on it. But I know some users sometimes get a little bit confused on that. And so please do make sure that you're swapping your CNS to CNR and do it in the right place, which is either centricswap.com. Now you could go through MetaMask through their browser. If you wanted, if you're on mobile, you could go through MetaMask browser and go to centricswap.com and then use the tool that way. But do not use the built-in MetaMask swap button, or don't go to Pancake Swap and try and swap out CNS for CNR. You'll just kind of get murdered there on slippage. Let's see.
Yeah, don't get murdered on slippage. I don't know if we answered this or not. We were talking about SendPay, but we're going to be refocusing more on that next year. But we're still working on it. But a lot of our focus is in other partnerships and of course working with crypto donations.
Yeah, I mean, SendPay's ongoing, and so what I would say is, SendPay is something it's just going to continue to trickle in. We're going to continue to have partners. We're going to continue to announce those partners. But SendPay is long term when you look at Centric. The utilities getting adoption, that's short term. That's what we're focused on, and so we're going to just keep working away at that. SendPay has to make sense for it to get to a point that it's big enough to then launch full blown, not just the beta mode. Let's see, where are we at? Let me look and see some other questions that we might have. Explain the point of swapping. So Joel, you covered the point of swapping. Okay, so exchanges. Obviously, I could probably look through here, and we've got a ton of questions around exchanges. All right, we are working with exchanges. We're in talks with exchanges right now. Our approach to exchanges is we are not looking at any more mid-tier or lower-tier exchanges. We get hit with those 3, 4, multiple times a week. We have exchanges come to us. They're mid-tier exchanges. They're lower-tier exchanges. They come to us. They want to list us. It's not really going to do Centric much good to list on a lot more of the mid-tier exchanges. We're already on, quite a few exchanges. It's, if you want to get Centric, you want to get CNS, you could go out there to a mid-tier exchange and buy it. We are currently talking to tier 1 exchanges, but tier 1 exchanges work on they work on their timetable, and we're in a bull run. And so, it's not just pick up the phone, call the exchange and say, hey, let's list tomorrow. And they're like, yeah, sure. Send over the check and we do it. So we are currently in talks with that. That's where all of our focus is given. We cannot, we can't say who we're talking to or when or anything like that. The exchange will announce, and then we will announce that. It could be at any time. So that's as much as I'll kind of say on exchanges there. Yes, we do have a focus on exchanges, but it is on the larger tier 1 exchanges.
Right. I got another one. Will the yield continue one CNS $1? And the answer is yes. What's going to happen is once Centric passes into the sustainable phase, the growth of the protocol will level off at about 4% a year, around that. So right now, it's the adoption phase. People coming into the network are enjoying very strong CNS yields if they're sitting in Centric Rise. And again, if you haven't visited centric.com/yield-calculator or centric.com/metrics, I highly recommend it. I know most of you probably have, but the protocol works in such a way that for people who are holding Centric, they really need to be sitting in Centric Rise.
Yeah, and not only will the yields continue when we hit consensus, but the CNR burn will continue as well. It'll just
forever.
Yeah, it'll just likely slow down because the amount of CNR will have shrunk, and so as that amount of CNR shrinks, the yield of CNS starts to shrink. All these things come together with adoption, utility, and that's what helps push us up to consensus. But yes, once we get consensus, that's not like we hit consensus and everything's
no more burning, no more growing. The protocol works in such a way that there's always two things happening every hour. There's hourly yield and an hourly burn. And what is the hourly burn? The hourly burn is the adjustment that the protocol makes to keep the ecosystem balanced. Yeah. So as there's growth happening, everything remains balanced with that hourly burn. But they continue forever.
Yeah, they continue forever. So I have seen some additional questions in here about the crypto donations. And so let me kind of answer that and set the stage for crypto donations, because this is one of the big things that we're going to be focusing on in Q4, and then of course past, but we're going to be focusing on launching the crypto donations partnership in Q4. So it has been in the works for some time now. If you've been around Centric, you've probably heard us talk about this for a while. It's reached a point now that, yes, we're finalizing this partnership. We're getting everything ready so that we can launch. So a few of the things to keep in mind: there's going to be no cost to charities with this. When they come in, we're not charging them a sign-up fee. Crypto Donations isn't charging them any sort of a sign-up fee. So it's no cost to charities. This is going to be 100% transparent. So all donations will be on chain. You can view them and follow them through. It should be tax deductible. We'll be able to take donations from, I think last we talked to the guys at Crypto Donations about 100 plus cryptocurrencies or fiat. And then all of those donations, again, hit the order book. So they're all traded into CNS and then converted over to CNR. The charity will hold the donation in CNR, so they'll get the continued growth from CNR. And users will have the ability to also time lock donations. Sometimes you might want to make a donation, but you might want to time lock it and say, hey, I'm going to make this donation, but I want to time lock it for 6 months or 8 months or 12 months to really allow this time to grow, and then allow the charity to unlock it at that time. So that's one of the features that we're looking at as this is built out. The benefit to the charities on this, again, the no cost to them, so they're able to open up their doors to the crypto world. They also don't have to worry about managing hundreds of cryptos on wallets and and all the nuances that we as crypto people understand. But we have to remember, mainstream businesses, charities, things like that, they're not crypto people. They don't understand all these nuances, and it gets really confusing for them, which is the reason why adoption has taken a little bit of time in this space. And so this allows them to focus on one utility, one partner. Their donations can come through there. They're focused on one cryptocurrency, and then that's where they hold it. They don't have to go out and become crypto experts and understand the difference between TRC20 and BEEP20. They don't have to know any of that stuff or learn any of that, and that makes this a lot easier for them to jump into, and it makes adoption a whole lot easier as well.
Yep.
Let's see, the charities that choose to hold their CNR, of course, we know the way it works. They're going to gain additional CNS minting power every hour, and then eventually they'll cash out. They'll have more CNS to trade at the time. And so, again, this is the real exciting thing that we have been working on, and we've really pushed hard to make sure that Q4 will be the month that we're going to be able to, actually announce this, push it out, and start getting to work on crypto donations. And so, I know I said a mouthful there, but it's actually a really big deal. The fact that every single donation will hit the order book, just
really big,
absolutely huge to us.
So I saw a John Barge question. For those of you who didn't catch that, John Barge III, he's the artist who's going to be depicting one of the NFTs from the Burn It Down campaign. And I was talking with the Cipher Volt team yesterday, and they said that they're in talks with him. I think they've decided on the NFT that he's going to paint. And where is he going to paint it? He's going to paint a large wall mural in a Los Angeles art district. And so that hasn't been started yet, but it's going to be starting very soon. And when he's done, there'll be a rollout for that. It's exciting. And that particular NFT, which is a collaboration between Cipher Volt designers and the Centric team, will be in this art district in perpetuity, just like all of the collectibles. So it's exciting. Yeah.
Wasn't there also talk about possibly some other art districts, doing things like that? So
actually, yeah, we're just getting started with this. This NFT collection is going to have a life of its own for many, many, many months and years to come.
Yeah, and again, the NFT burn, I've had a lot of questions about it. I've had a lot of people ask for transparency. We did give the numbers. We'll continue to give the numbers, but we have posted the wallets out there as well. So anytime you want to see, you just look at the wallet. I mean, you can't really be any more transparent than that in the world of crypto. So, just if it's something that interests you and you want to track it, just, keep an eye on the wallet and watch the wallet, and you'll see everything that we're doing when it comes to the burn. But yeah, that was really exciting.
It's cool.
Yeah, really cool stuff. So, I think that's pretty much that all I've got. I think we've covered most of the major questions in here, and we're hitting up on our timeline anyways. So I think with that,
we'll wrap it up. But don't forget that our partner Cipher Volt also handles all of our official Centric merch, and I believe, Tommy, you're wearing some of it. So could you model it for us? Tommy is one of our top models at Centric. The Buy Panic Hodl Retire shirt, as well as Wreck to Riches, and then all of the branded merchandise is also at ciphervolt.com. And so, Centric with the snowflake and all of that kind of cool stuff. Good stuff for the holidays. We're getting ready to move into the holidays. So no matter what you celebrate, if you celebrate giving gifts, pick up your gifts at ciphervolt.com.
All right. And again, sorry about some of the issues on my side. The one thing I absolutely cannot control is Mother Nature. She decided to give us a pretty good windstorm here today with the cold front that came through, and it wreaked havoc on power. So that's why I'm a little bit laggy, and at least I didn't drop for you guys.
No, you sounded good. I think we sounded okay. So,
All right.
everybody, hey, take care, everybody. Stay connected with Centric. Don't forget, burning tokens every hour until Centric Swap reaches $1. And then we continue to burn and we continue to yield in CNR.
All right.
All right.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.
Care.
Bye.